Hello YouTube, I am Kimberly B, as you can see below, and today I'm coming to you guys with a little something different. Now this look was really meant for Valentine's Day, but according to my class schedule, this video is not going to be up until a couple days later. So first and foremost, you want to start off by laying your edges down with whatever you're using. I used a little bit of Gorilla Knot today, and then I'm going to start by filling in my eyebrows. Now I went ahead and I already filled in my eyebrows a little bit off camera because it's kind of hard to focus and it is really kind of time consuming. So right there I'm just showing you guys how I brush out the edges of my eyebrow stuff. And yeah, right after I'm going in with the NYX Gotcha Covered concealer, and this is the brush that I use. It's really meant for eyeliner, but it works just as great for lining up underneath your eyes. And I just continued to do that, going back and forth with a sweeping motion. And then once I had lined both of my underbrows, on both sides, then I use that same brush and I pull the concealer downward so that you don't just have like a random line of concealer. Next, I have an Essence brand eyeshadow base, and this is just to help my eyeshadow stay in place all day. And I just do a little dot on each side. And then I take my index finger and I simply pat it all around my eyelids. So next I'll be using this e.l.f. contouring and blush palette, and I'm definitely hitting the pan on that. This is an e.l.f. brush as well. It's just for blending, and I'm using that contour shade, and that's what I'm going to be using as my little transition color in between. So I just get some of that and I go over my eyelids in a circular sweeping motion. Next, I'll be taking this little 3-color palette by NYC Color, and I believe it's called Battery Park Brown that I'm using. And I'm just taking that darker brown shade and I'm focusing that on my crease area, and as well I'm going in a circular sweeping motion with that as well too. And then next I had just went right back to that e.l.f. contour and blush palette, and I used my transition shade a little bit more. So next I went ahead and I grabbed this Smoky palette by Profusion, and I'm using the darkest black shade of eyeshadow. But before I do that, I almost forgot, I need to get a eyeliner, a simple black eyeliner, and I just dab that all over my eyelids. And then using my finger, I'll simply smear that around, and I feel that it helps to darken the look as well as to keep the black eyeshadow in place. So now that I've smeared the eyeliner, I went right back into the Profusion palette and I grabbed that black eyeshadow shade, and I went ahead and I went in a sweeping circular motion over my mid eyelids. And then as well, once I had finished that, I went right back to my transition shade again and I just browned that up a little bit more. Now that I've finished applying my eyeshadows, I'm using a wet cloth with a little bit of African black soap on it to remove my makeup from under my eyes. So anything that may have fallen, it might affect my foundation. So now I'm using the NYX Coverall Concealer that I use to line my eyebrows, and I'm going right up under my eyes to kind of clear up my dark circles a little bit. Excuse my mouth and my face. And as well, I use my NYX Coverall Concealer to cover up some of my little red marks. I'm not into color correcting yet, but I do anticipate learning and teaching myself, and then I will come back to show you guys once I get it. So now I'm just using a beauty blender. This is really a dupe from Ulta, and it works okay. So yeah, I just blended out my concealer, and now I'm getting my foundations. These are both Maybelline Fit Me foundations, and one of them is in the color 330 and the other is 332. I feel like I'm kind of in between, so what I do is mix the two. And actually one of them is a matte foundation and the other one is a dewy foundation, but it still works okay. I don't know if it's a bad thing that I mix them together, but it works for me. So I simply went ahead and I pat that all over my face and all the spots. And I went ahead and took the same beauty blender I used before for my concealer, and I made sure that was all blended in throughout my face. Alright, and now that we have finished blending our foundation, I'm taking my NYX Cream Contour and Highlight palette, and that's just a simple Wet n Wild foundation brush that works pretty good for blending out my cream contour. So as you can see, I'm not taking my darker contour shade all the way down my face because I am going to blend that out. And when you are blending it, you want to do a circular motion and make sure that you're going upward rather than downward. And then as well, I'm getting up underneath for my little double chin. And I'll also be doing my temples, the top of my forehead to make it look a little bit smaller, and the sides of my nose. And then for my highlight, I'm going back into my NYX Cream Contour palette, and I'm using the lightest shade. And then I'll be using a half of a Real Technique, I can't say it, but yeah, a half of a beauty blender. And I like to use my fingers to blend out a lot often, you'll see. Now that we have finished all of those things, I'm using a liquid liner as well as a regular stick liner. That's a roll-up one. This is by the brand Essence, and I use the liquid liner on my top eyelid, and then I use the stick one on my bottom because it stays a little bit better for me. And then as well, because this is a smoky eye look, I am going heavy with my eyeliner, and I'm also smudging it a little bit out so I can get a little bit of a sultry look. So now that we have finished that, the next step is mascara and lashes. I'm using the e.l.f. brand regular long lasting black mascara, and I'm just doing a sweeping motion for that. And then unfortunately I did forget my eyelash glue, so I wasn't able to put any lashes on. Lashes really do make the look, but yeah, in this instance I never wore any lashes with this look. And as said before, I would have put some lashes on, but I forgot the glue, so yeah, that's what I would have put on. Now, second to last left within completing this look, you want to use a finishing spray, and I always put mine on before I do my lippies because it's a different topic. But yeah, I'm focusing that around my eyelids because I don't want to have raccoon eyes. And yeah, now I'm going into the lips option. So all of the lip products I'm using are in the Liquid Suede collection. The lip liner that I'm using right now is in the shade Downtown Beauty, and I'm going into the corners of my lips and around the edges, but I'm not focusing that in the middle. And then this is a liquid lipstick in the shade Sandstorm, and I'll be putting that into the middle, and then I'll just simply smash my lips together and it will blend. So for my second lip choice, I am using another Liquid Suede lipstick, and then this is in the shade Kitten Heels. So it's just a basic bold red lip. And then for the third lip choice, I'm going to show you, this is another Liquid Suede lipstick, and I wasn't able to get all of the red off of my lips to put this on, so hopefully it doesn't affect the way that the color shows up too much. But this is in the shade Vintage. Alright, so other than that, this is the completed Valentine's Day night out with your bae type look. So thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and as well leave me any suggestions if you know how to do makeup as well too. I'm trying to learn. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.
Welcome to my sex room.